I am Daksh. I am the founder of Blub World, which is a magazine that creates content for teenagers. We find inspiration in teenagers for teenagers. So, why are we talking to educationists at this moment? So, this is the 11th talk in this series of webinars that we've been doing since last 10 or 11 days. This webinar or this series of webinars is basically to find a way to help schools and school leaders across the world during this time of lockdown in India. We are facing a very new kind of situation where we are not able to reach out to our students, or we are in our houses. So it's a good thing in one way and a bad thing in the other way. So what we are trying to do is to make a repository of ideas that can work at this point of time. With the use of technology, what all great things can you do with your students distantly from your place where you're sitting at the moment? The format of this goes like this. Everybody gets to speak for 2 minutes. And in those 2 minutes, you have to put whatever good idea you have used in your school right now during this lockdown, or anything new or different that you're doing within your school. Then after 2 minutes, and you can see there's a guy called Div. You can see him on one of the screens. Div, say hi. So once your time ends, he'll put one hand up. And once you've overexceeded your time, he'll put his second hand up. And that will be the time that we'll have to mute you, because we want everybody to speak. So try sticking to the time limit and try to give us the best ideas possible. Today we have a special guest with us. We have Mark here from London. His profile and his introduction has already been sent to all of you. So let's start with Mark. Mark, the next 2 minutes are yours. I hope I can give you again a 2-minute slot at the end of the talk to conclude it all. So over to Mark.
Sorry, that was it. See, great with technology, typical teacher, I'm afraid. So, hi everybody, and many thanks for giving me the opportunity to speak with you today. I'm the Principal Director at QEA Global. We've been working in India for 12 years. Basically, my job within the organisation is to train principals, and we're working across the Indian subcontinent and across Europe as well to assist principals at a time which is unprecedented in the whole of our history. None of us have lived through this before, and I would really encourage you just to put a smile on your face and make it up as you go along, because every principal in the world is doing exactly the same right now. So keep smiling and keep doing a great job. What I would just want to say is, I'm not going to give you a bag of tricks for students. I just want to make a reminder to you that the situation has changed, but your job hasn't. You are the single custodian of the values within your organizations, and it's really important that those values carry your organizations through this difficult times. What will be the measure of your success will not be how much work your children do. It will be how successful your schools are picking up after the problems, and how quickly you can revert back to normal with brilliant teaching and giving the backfilling into the children's lives. My key thing to say to you is, do not get bogged down in operational things like setting work and giving out tasks. Make sure that you remain strategic and lead your organizations, because that is your key role at the moment. And it's more important now than ever. So I'm going to give you 4 things which we're seeing being used across highly performing schools in the UK, certainly, and we're beginning to see across. These are 4 things that you personally can do every single day, okay? So, first thing, a daily email or WhatsApp message to all of your staff. And that is a key piece of communication with your staff members, in which you can remind them what your school is. Talk to them about the community that you serve and what makes it a special place, and some of the real successes that you have and why you have them. Tell them any important news, and also explain to them what their part is, okay? The second thing is, post a daily statement from you on the homepage on your website to your parents and your students. Encourage them, tell them that it's hard for everyone and that they're doing a great job as parents. Voice your values to them and share your own family situation as well, okay? Third thing, Zoom call with your key staff and encourage them to do the same. Fourth thing, suggest some reading material and look at this as an opportunity for developing your staff and giving them continual professional development. 4 things you can do every day. My time's up. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you for those 4 thoughts. Again, daily communication being one of them with your stakeholders, being children, parents, your staff members, and all the people that are around you, so that the ecosystem is aligned to a thought every day, and that thought is led by you. And the most important thing, don't get bogged down by operations. Don't get too involved with them. You're a strategist, you're a leader. Try to stick to your role. Don't go too much into operations, because it might, increase your level of anxiety as well. So now let's hear it from Arun Sharma ji. So over to Arun ji for the next 2 minutes. Give us some new experimentation, some new innovation or idea that you're doing within your school. Arun ji, you'll have to unmute your audio first.
Thank you, Dax. The biggest challenge we faced and my teachers faced was the connectivity. We initially started with Zoom classes. So the biggest challenge was the absence of interactive class because of unstable internet connections in the area with all the parents. So that was the biggest problem. Then we sort out that with the small videos of 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, and explain the topic and send it on the WhatsApp. So that was the solution we have done. Then to see the involvement of all the students, I have designed, I told 2 days in a week, every class teacher will call to all the students once and talk to their parents also. How the student is doing at the home, how they are spending time, how much time parents are spending with the students. Then after 3rd, 4th day, then one trick came to my mind. I told all the class teachers and designed a competition. Every parent and every student has to send a picture of their while studying or doing any other activity. And parents responded well. It was very good experiment. I have posted those pictures on my school website and the school FB account also. So that was the good thing. The third thing is vision. I think we need to teach our students to become digital citizens now. And in future, this type of position, this type of pandemic position situation comes, then they have to be ready for that. And for the students, as Mark said, we need not to overload them with work. We need to give them work which enhance their creativity, which involve them along with their parents. We need to search out the projects which can be done with the household items, which they can do at home. That will be the thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Ranji. Thank you so much. Again, I think 2 or 3 things that can go forward. First, even with an unstable internet, you came from a Zoom call or a virtual classroom to a video format. This video format has been working very well for schools by implementing flip learning through this. Weekly call by the teacher to take a feedback is again something that's working well. And we will have to think on what typically is a digital citizen. A digital citizen or becoming a digital citizen is something that's good to visualize, but we'll have to further think on what actually composes a digital citizen. So thank you so much, Arunji. So now let's hear it from Arvind Shrivastava. So over to Arvind for the next 2 minutes. You'll have to unmute your audio first.
Good evening to all. Actually, in our school, we are making the same thing we are going for, and the sure internet connectivity is the major problem in this area also. And the children from the remote areas also we are having, so they are not accessible to any type of thing. So we are some part of the things we are sending through SMS also so that we can be in connect with those children. It's a very tough time. And the most important thing, the teachers, they are not ready for the e-learning classes. First, we are changing the mind setup of the teachers. We are making the creativity among the teachers with a positive attitude so that they can connect easily with the children. And if the teachers are not so creative, how we can expect from the children? They are very much affirmed with the black and board system or the normal teaching classroom. But yes, we are doing it. We are going through Zoom, we are going through WhatsApp, we are going through many other medias also. Even the class teacher, they are regularly talking. They are making a conference with the parents and the students when they are getting the time. And yes, we are also promoting them for go for the meditation once in a day. And that video we are asking from the parents too, so that some change can be there among the children too. Yes, we are basically focusing on the cognitive learning and innovative learning through the teachers. So that something new should come out. Because after the lockdown period, again, we have to back to the school program, and again, we have to go for the normal teaching. But the creative things, which if we develop anything creative among the children, among the teachers, and that will help us for the experiential learning for a long time, as we are going to see the changes in the future. Okay, so innovation, innovative solutions we are taking out, and we are doing a lot of things to connect the children through e-learning process. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Arvindji. A lot of schools had a very big complaint that they do not have the time for life skills and value education. I think this is the perfect time for both the things because they can be very easily done at home, and these are tasks driven, and parents would be the best facilitators to actually activate or execute these two things within the student. So thank you so much, Arvindji. Now let's hear it from Anurag Gupta-ji on again some new ideas, some new things that you're doing at your place. Over to Anurag-ji for the next 2 minutes.
Namaskar. Can you hear me? Yes. Actually, I was losing the audio for some time, so I have not heard a few people what they said. But as far as the framework was given to me in the morning, the challenges I would like to speak about, that is the most important thing, is that because the first challenge that we are facing for e-learning during this lockdown period is because for the classes up to say 10th, the lecture method will not work because we need discussions, very active discussion in the classroom, because the online modules or online courses or online videos, these are basically applicable for higher education rather than for lower classes. That is the biggest challenge that we are facing, number one. Number two, not everyone has equal access to the resources. Some may have a laptop, some may not have a laptop, so the participation cannot be equal for all. And the worst part, normally during the course of the year, we asked our students to be away from gadgets, away from mobiles, and away from everything. But by this lockdown, we are asking them to again use them. And the biggest challenge is right now, what I am facing is these web series which are coming these days, they are popping up here and there everywhere. And you see every third grade nudity in this particular thing. So students are by default attracted to this, and this will create a very, very, very bad impact in long run. So this is the biggest challenge. So what I have done as a practice, that instead of giving online lectures, I have designed few worksheets for different classes on the basis of your general awareness, reasoning. These are the basic worksheet which we are sending on a weekly, bi-weekly basis, so that they can, if they don't have high-speed internet, still they can download it offline and they can use it. So this is the best thing that we can do at this point of time. The third thing that what I would like to say about it was, we were asked to say, share our vision or our statement. You clearly said about the value education. So that is that every school emphasizes on value education, but the real values, they'll start at home. And this is the golden period for us, where a student can have a 360-degree learning, because nowhere you will find your grandparents, parents, father, mother, everybody at home because of this lockdown. So he is learning from his father, he's learning from his mother, from grandfather, grandmother, and he can learn all the household jobs, all the values that can be imparted. This is the best time. And life skills, that's what you told, life skills. God forbids that we may not see this kind of lockdown anywhere in future, because but the best learning the students can get at this point of time is how to work in the least possible resources, because we have least possible resources right now. We cannot go out. We have to spend as much as time as possible at home. So regarding the studies are concerned, we still have May, June holidays normally in every school. So I am hopeful to God that by June we can start our school. We are keeping our fingers crossed. So that 1 month loss that we are making here in April can be can be balanced in the month of June. So learning mathematics and science can be delayed, but these values which he'll be learning in this 1 month or 2 months, that will keep him going throughout his life. That is what my point is. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Anurag. Again, I think two or three points. Resource scarcity at the parents' end. is something that has to be considered. And one very important point is online security of the child. When he is able to access content which is not fit for him, what needs to be done and how it should be maintained. This is something that policymakers should, have a look at, and people like us should push for policy change for this. So thank you, Anuragji. Now let's hear it from Kavita ma'am. For the next 2 minutes, over to Kavita ma'am.
A very good evening, friends. It's a pleasure to be with all of you. And I would like to take this opportunity for the organizing team of Blub World for giving me this opportunity, and Mr. Divya Purohit for this initiative. Now, according to me, lockdown and learning, well, they don't rhyme well, but unfortunately, they don't relate well, as it is very difficult to lock down learning, an ongoing process, which begins when we are born and will stop only when we fall short of breath. So according to me, learning will go on in spite of all the lockdowns which come up in life and has been going on. And moving on from a broader outlook of learning, I would like to say that if we were to analyze and come down to the present scenario, there are great challenges, very true, but then we are lucky enough. In fact, I would say we are blessed that this pandemic has come up by the close of the session, where the kids are almost trained and they are able to handle few situations if they go, because they've already been digital for a very long time. The session is coming to a close, and the main challenges which are coming across are with the early year children and the primary students, wherein the parents have to partner with the students and we have to get their participation. And for that, I would suggest that we should have proper orientation, training for the teachers, then use the learning environment and the tools which are already in use in the school. We need to simplify things because this has come up suddenly and need to handle it at the best possible way. Then we need to proceed step by step. That is creating new simple routines wherein the teachers are prepared to handle the children in a very simple manner and they are able to achieve the results. The outcome has to be there finally. So we need to create routines which are simple and very interesting. And for that, we may need the assistance of our parents because they are the ones who are going to monitor them and they're going to take the follow-up, though we do at times, but then the parents have to be there for the early years children and for the primary children. From middle school onwards to the senior secondary, I think they do the work independently. So we need to provide a versatile and alternative task, an interactive approach to make learning easy. Short storytellings, they are very interactive methods which the children appreciate and they enjoy. And to catch their focus, digitally at this level is quite a difficult task. So we need to get it more interactive for them. For the senior kids, we have worksheets, very rightly stated by one of our colleagues, wherein they can do research work, they can do experiential learning with the help of their parents, or we can have group discussions. Online group discussions can take place, wherein the kids can interact with each other and still not miss the school, because that is something which each child looks up to, getting up in the morning and getting ready and moving to school. So
okay, thank you, Kavita ma'am. Thanks for your thoughts. Now let's hear it from Shailendra Porwalji. So over to Shailendra sir for the next 2 minutes. You can unmute your audio and again, some new ideas, some new things, some new experiments that you are doing at your school right now. Shailendra ji.
Hello, good evening everyone. Is it audible? Good evening, Mr. Mark. Thanks a lot for giving such opportunity. First of all, no doubt it's a very crucial period for all of us to face this lockdown. But we can take the better use of this opportunity. We can say it's an opportunity for students and us to be into a digital platform. The very first challenge that I must say we are facing is the connectivity problem. Other also said that the connectivity is the main problem, especially with the students who are into the rural area. So what we decided is to connect via WhatsApp, which does not require heavy data. And that is the best way, what I feel, and we are getting good response in that also. And another challenge, I should say, that is to ensure that digital devices are not misused by the students during these online classes. So we practice one-to-one interactive sessions via text and audios. We are providing them worksheets. We are providing them the summary of the chapters into the WhatsApp text format only. And to interact with the students, what we have given them the questionnaires, and we told the parents of individually, we are calling the parents and told them to submit the same work on the WhatsApp back, so that we can mark up the attendance also, whether the students are taking participate or not, and how much he or she is doing, and whether they are going into the positive line or not. That is what we people are maintaining these records in that way. And the most important thing is maintaining the motivation, and to ensuring the consistency is another challenge. So for that, what we people are doing is, because class teacher could give, or we can say reward the punishments, or they can reward into the class, but here that situation is not there. So student, whether the student is participating or not participating, as I told you, so we are into the regular interaction with the attendance. So each student has to give their attendance into the WhatsApp. This all happening on to the specific timing slot. We have given the time slot that our classes will be continued from this timing to this timing. We have given them the timetable that Monday 9 to 11 this class, Tuesday this subject, Wednesday this subject. So same school feeling must be there into the student. And no doubt, apart from all these things, I as a leader need to motivate the faculties also, because what I feel, faculties and the teachers are also not habitual in this digital platform, as we are not into the regular practice, although we are using smart classes, but not this online classes. As one of the member has told that video takes, we can say, a lot of space, memory. So what we are doing is, we are just giving them the teachers made videos to the students.
Okay. Thank you, Shailendra sir, again for those thoughts. I think there's one good observation that can be taken forward, is that stimulus, we do not have a stimulus to give to students, nor a reward, nor a punishment. So now how do you activate or deactivate them from the right activities and the wrong ones? We have to find those stimuli. How would we figure them out, and how would we use it in this online mode of communication? So now let's hear it from RK Moses sir. So you can first unmute your audio, sir, and then the next 2 minutes are yours.
And thank you, Blub World, for organizing this very beautiful and interactive session between all the leaders of the school, and really a good time to spend and discussing our what you call initiatives that we are doing during this time of this pandemic situation. So as I had a word with Ms. Raksha, and she told me that the topic is like a lockdown, but not for education. So and it's really a very good thought, I feel. And what we have done as an initiative for our school, normally we see that by the end of this, by the month of March, academic year closes, and most of the children are already in a mood of summer vacation, and therefore there is a lot of summer camps are organized by various schools or various other organizations where children go and participate. Otherwise, children have vacation and they go to some exotic places with their parents or to their hometowns, etc. So at any point of such a in an annual calendar and a routine, we can see that normally this time of the year children are much more relaxed. Therefore, not to bring a lot of a burden on them with regards to the academics, what we had done is we had opened a Facebook page, and there the children are every day they are posting what they are doing at home. We are encouraging them to do a lot of creative arts, lot of performing arts, things like songs, music, dance, and children are participating in it, and many parents are very encouraged to do this. So as a time pass, but also in a very, very meaningful way, the children are into a very creative thing, and they have been posting in our school's Facebook page, and plenty of what you call appreciation across the page we can see, because everybody is connected, parents further than they are connected with their friends. So their children are getting very excited about this because they are getting likes from many strangers, etc. At the same time, we have also started the sharing in WhatsApp group. We have created class-wise WhatsApp group, and we are sharing worksheets, just 10 minutes, not more than that, per each subject. It should not be a very boring thing also that, you know, child is sitting for long hours and doing that. No, just 10 minutes of English, 10 minutes of math, 10 minutes of, this is, I'm talking about lower grades as grade 1 to 8, junior KG, senior KG, and grades 1 to 8. But for grade seniors 9 to 12, we have also started some classes, online classes, in which our teachers are sharing some of the concepts through the YouTube links, as well as they themselves record some of the lessons, and they teach the children the concepts, because those are serious classes. And we many schools have started grade 9, 10, 11, 12 in the month of February itself. So February, March, April should not lose on the academics and the syllabus. So this is where our school is, and plenty of creative activities, you know, creative arts and performing arts is being practiced at home. A lot of inputs are coming, and we are posting it on our Facebooks. Also, we are giving certificates to the children for participating into these activities.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for those amazing ideas. We'll have to move to the next speaker. We have somebody very interesting with us today, somebody who has a good experience in the field of media and as well as education. Let's hear it for the next 2 minutes from Professor Ujjwal Chowdhury, who's currently the Pro Vice Chancellor for Adamas University, Kolkata. Professor Ujjwal.
Thank you for inviting me, and it was nice to listen to Mr. Mark and all my colleagues from various schools of India. Very quickly, all that you have said, I'm not repeating. I'm just now trying to bring in a few more things. So the online education will have 3 aspects: creation, dissemination, evaluation. These 3 aspects finally have to go together. Please do not treat it only as a temporary phenomenon. This is going to be a permanent phenomenon, not because pandemic will be permanent. By the way, the pandemic will not go in 1 or 2 months. The lockdown itself may extend up to May, and there could be lockdown of education. A partial lockdown opening may be there. Prime Minister and the Chief Minister are talk. I'm not getting into that. The only point is that this sort of a situation may often come in future. And more importantly, even if it does not, even if we're in normal times, digital is going forward. Therefore, the practice and creation of creation, dissemination, and evaluation, all the 3 aspects of digital learning should be developed. Creation through Google Classroom, through Zoom, as we are doing, through videos, through audio, only podcast, audios. So any form, creation of content digitally, the teachers, the trainers have to learn, and therefore train the trainer session is required. We are doing in our university also, 256 teachers, we are doing train the trainers as well, some basic tools so that they are taking now forward. Then comes dissemination. Yes, when the net is low, WhatsApp chat, then the next is audio dissemination, then video dissemination, and if possible, live dissemination, the way we are doing it. Evaluation, quizzes. Google Class gives option of quiz, and quiz should be one of the good ways of doing it. There could also be various other evaluation. You have already told about tasks being given to them. The task can be emailed, the task can be WhatsApp, a picture of the task can be brought in. Please encourage the students also to create content. The content creation could be in forms of what they record their voice. The content could be in forms of something that they type an email. The content could be in the form of a video of their painting or video of their dance or anything which can be recorded by the parents and sent. So creation both of curricular and co-curricular content. Curricular by teachers, co-curricular by students. Dissemination both by teachers and the students. Evaluation by the teachers of both curricular and co-curricular activities. These are some. There are very interesting things being developed now. Google Hangout has come out with 1,000 people at the same time can be addressed. So there are new techniques being, Facebook has also come out with the new techniques, some new techniques. This one, YouTube as well. I'm not getting into that due to lack of time. My time is up, but it was good talking to you.
Thank you, Ujjwal ji, for those thoughts. Again, to sum it up, what all we spoke, I think there are some 2 or 3 things that we can take away from this talk. First, a daily communication to all your stakeholders that keeps everybody with your line of thought. Thanks, Mark, for that. From Arunji, a daily pick competition that you're doing. That's something interesting that can be replicated across schools. From Anurag ji, student security, and at the same time, the lecture method when it does not work, how do you teach? Different modes we have to again think upon. Then the stimuli, we cannot punish them, we cannot reward them. What do we do with these kids then when we are doing classes online? And from Moses sir, this 10-minute worksheet idea I loved, where give them a time stipulated worksheet with ends quickly, keeps them engaged, and it is interesting for them. Now, before I ask for concluding thoughts from Mark, I think I'll be able to give only 1 minute there. I just want to put 2 thoughts in your mind. Think of skills that a teacher will need in a post-corona world. There'll be a post of this lockdown when the situation will drastically change. The character of our student, the character of our teacher, the character of our parent will also change. So think that how would you engage these stakeholders then, and what kind of skills a teacher would require to stay relevant, because content delivery is no more a big skill for a teacher. Technology can very easily do that. You need something very different in a teacher to be able to be relevant in the times. And second, what we think after these many discussions, there are 2 skills that we could boil down to, which have to be deciphered by an educator to a student. The first one being creativity, not just in the sense of colors and paintings and all that stuff. Critical thinking, having a perception, observation skills. The first one is this creativity in this sense, and second, the wisdom of knowing what's good for him and what's bad for him. Because as we are facing it right now, you cannot police every kid on every screen in the world. And even there are things that can surpass this policing even via technology. So only these 2 things keep you above technology and still keep technology a good instrument for you, and you don't become an instrument in the hands of technology. So before moving forward, let's have a 1 minute remark from Mark for a concluding thought to this whole talk. Over to Mark.
Yeah, thanks again. The first thing I'd like to say is that having listened to you all, you're doing a great job, and you should be very proud of yourselves for what you're doing. Okay, that's the first thing. Nobody tells you that. Nobody thanks you when it's going well, but they'll soon tell you when it's going bad. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing I would say to you is boredom is your friend. The children need things to do. And my kids, I have a 7-year-old, she is missing school and she wants to be at school. So boredom is your friend. And thirdly, finally, you now have a teacher in every home in your school, and it is called mum or dad. Okay, so think of ways that you can empower your parents to do the job for you. Okay, I want to just leave you with one website which I have no link to. It's not an advert for anything I'm involved with. There is a link site called kidsactivitiesblog.com. kidsactivitiesblog.com. It will give your parents a timetable and full activities of things to do with the children around all the life skills and everything from preschool right the way through to examination year groups. Good luck, everybody. It's mad, it's different, but you will find different answers to different questions. And remember, in education, we are a truly positive profession. We can't make our children worse. We can only make them better. So keep smiling and keep going for it. You're doing a really great job. Well done.
Thanks, Mark, for those thoughts.